Okay, I want you to create a bubble sort for me. Do it right now. Alright, here's our code. So pause the video, give it a go. I'm going to do a solution. So here's the solution. I'm hoping you gave it a go. So we've got our array, we've got the length of array, we've got our outer loop, we've got our inner loop. The inner loop is going to go take the length minus I minus 1. Now, if I was to do this, minus 1, and run our code, it's fine, so we can just leave it as that, ignore the minus I part. We then got our checks here where we do our swapping around. So that is our bubble sort. Now, oops, let's open up whiteboard for a second. And let's take this array. Okay, so we've taken the array, we put it into here. I'm also taking in the loop. I'm going to put this outer for loop with a red line going down and inner for loop with this blue line. So with our array, the first time we're going to loop through it. So we use outer loop, it's going to be on 1. Now we're going to do the inner loop. So inner loop on 1 is going to look like this. We take position 0. We check to see if it's bigger than 0 plus 1, which it is, and we can do a swap. So that should be 34. That should be 64. Boom. That's the first time we've done the blue loop. We're then going to go back to the blue loop. So we're now going to put this array in again. And I'm going to put this as number 2, but we're still on the first outer loop. But we're now going to go through the inner loop the second time, because we're looping it until we get to the end. So what's going to happen now? Well, the inner loop is going to be on J position 1, which is 64, and it's going to swap it with plus 1, 25. So 25 will go here, and 64 will go here. We're then going to do it again. So 1, number 3, 64, which is I. Is it bigger than I plus 1? Yes, it is. So switch. So we're doing this. We're still going. We haven't reached the end of it yet. So I would be now 0, 1, 2, 3. And next time, let's do it again. So we'll do 4. Okay. And what's the changes we're going to make? It's going to be 64 versus 22. 64 is bigger, so 22 goes here, 64 goes here. Cool. If we do this again, 1, the 5th time of doing this. Okay, so we're now going to take 64 and switch it with 11. The next time we do this, 1, 6, it's going to check 64 against 90, but no swap's going to be made. And that makes complete our blue loop. So we now go back to our red. Our list is not sorted yet, keep that in mind. So if we were to do this again, this will now be 2. This will start back on 1 again. And we'll do our swaps. So 34 is bigger than 25. Okay. And this is going to keep repeating the process until we've got our finished one, which would be 11, 12, 22, 34, 64, I think, if I miss one, 11, 12, 22. Oh, I missed that, 25, my bad. 25, 34, 64, 90. Okay. So that's how it works, but now I'm going to show you a slight problem with this. So let's imagine we're dealing with a smaller array just because it's quicker for me to explain. And we're going to do, this is our original, so get rid of this one. And the first time we loop, we're going to have 1 and 1 outer. It's going to take 34. It's just 34, compare it with 11, and there's going to be a switch. It's then the next time we loop, oh, come on. I'm an idiot, I'm not using a pen, am I? I was trying to edit the paint. Yeah, I need to draw it out again. So 2, 1. So the next time we loop, it's going to be 34, check it against 90. No switch needed. So by looking at this, you know it's done. But the issue with this is that this doesn't realize it's done. So it's going to go for the length of it, which is 3, minus 1, will make it 2. So if we were to do this again, the outer loop is going to run another time. The inner loop is going to start on 1. No switch needed. And it's also going to do another inner loop again to go up to length minus 1. So we'll check 34 against 90 again, and no switch needed, even though it was sorted here. So the problem with a bubble sort is that it's making the computer do more work than it needs to. So it's taking up more processing power. It's inefficient code, the way we do it. We're looping more times than we need to, basically. So what we need to do is we can actually change the bubble sort so that when it actually gets to the end of it, it recognizes it's at the end of it and it says, stop, inefficient. Let's finish it now. So the next video is going to show you how that is done. So what you need to take away from this video is how to do a bubble sort, but also the problem with it. That it'll make extra loops than needed. So when it's already sorted, it will still potentially process more than it needs to, which is inefficient code. So inefficient code, even after it's been sorted, it can still search and sort.